Alright guys, here are the tools that I use to do my swap. Got some bungee cord, strap, got some pliers, got some ratchet with some sockets, Phillip, flathead, hammer, 3/8 impact gun, 1/2 inch impact gun, pry bar, 1/2 inch extension, 3/8 extensions, 1/4 extensions, 10 mil, 12 millimeter wrench. It's supposed to be a 14. I put it away already. 10 millimeter socket, 10 millimeter socket, 12 millimeter socket, 14 millimeter socket, 17 millimeter socket. A couple impact gun just to make my job a lot easier. You don't need these, but I use it because I did many swaps already. 21 millimeter for the lug nut, 1 1/8 for the axle nut, 24 millimeter socket for the transmission drain plug. That's pretty much it. I hope this helps. Alright, that's how you drop the motor for 91 Toyota MR2 NA non-turbo. Take out the wheels. You got 2 bolts here for the coolant. Take them off. Drain everything. Transmission fluid, drain them. Take this one off. Leaves a 24 mil. .24 millimeter socket. Take them off. Here's your filler. Take them off too. Drain the engine oil. Right now we're gonna take out the cross member. 17 mil. Take that one off. 17 mil. These 2 bolts. 19 mil. Last one to come off. Take 3 of these 14 mil out. Rear engine mount. 17 mil on this side of cross member. Control arm. 17 mil. 19 mil. 17 mil. Take them off. 17 mil. Take them off. If you want to drain your front radiator, here's the drain plug right here. Find a hose. Connect to it. Turn it to loosen it. Drain everything out. Here's the top hose right here. This one right here. Take it off too. Axle nut. Get the cotter pin out. Cap. Put it aside. I use a 1 1/8 socket, 1/2 inch. Impact it out on both sides. Loosen up the end link. Take these 2 out. Leave the top one there. Take the bottom one out. 19 mil. Alright, next top. Everything's already dropped already up on the cross member. 17 mil bolt. Whatever you do, whatever bolt you take off, put it back so that way you don't lose it. 17 back. Every single bolt put back to where it was. Next step's gonna be a little easy. Get a bungee cord. Tie this up somewhere so that holds the transmission when you move up the hub. Pull the hub back. Pull it back. Get a tie wrap. Tie wrap it so that it hold. So basically it looks like this. It makes your job a lot easier. Tie wrap, hold the hub up. Remember that 19 mil bolt, take it off. Leave the top one there to hold it in place. End link come off. Bungee cord holding the axle. All you gotta do now is just pull the axle out and you're good to go. Same thing with the other side. Alright, cross members, it's about to be removed. I took the B pipe off already. Use some muscle. Just take the 17 mil here, this one, and this one. And the whole cross member should be ready to drop. the most important thing is removing the B pipe. It's a pain in the ass. The best thing you want to do is jack it up as high as you can and just wiggle it out. If you have aftermarket exhaust, it should be a lot easier since the B pipe's already removed easy. Alright, the cross member is out. Now it'll be a lot easier to take out the axles and take out this front engine mount. 14 mil, 14 mil, 14 mil, 14 mil, 14 mil, 14 mil. And drain all your clutch fluid so that we can disconnect this. Take this out. 12 mil, unscrew that. Disconnect the shifter cables, cotter pins, remove both of them. And whatever wire you see, like this negative wire, disconnect this. Speedometer cable right here, disconnect that. Whatever you see that's connected to the frame, remove it. Alright, to remove the axle, get one of these big ass ply bar and just pry them right here, okay? Not where the dust cover is. Don't pry right here because you're gonna break the crap out of it. It's a no-no. Pry it right here and it should come right off. Same thing with this side. Already took it off already, so we're good to go there. Next up, we're gonna drain all the .3 fluid out using one of these. Take everything out as much as you can, as clear as possible. And what you're gonna get is one of these things from Harbor Freight. It's the vacuum pump kit for the brake bleeder. So suck all the fluid out from the clutch line, so that way less mess for you when you drop the motor. So with the 10 mil wrench, unscrew this nipple and just pump until you see no more fluid out, and you're good to go. Alright, and this is how much fluid .3 on the clutch line is. So my line should be empty, so when I remove this hose right here, it will be nice and dry, so no leaky. Alright, so right now we move on to the engine bay. We're basically going to remove everything that's factory. Intake box, remove it. Passenger rate coolant hose, remove. Any electrical attached to the firewall, remove it. Driver side coolant hose, remove. Filler neck hose, remove. Right now is the best time to replace any gaskets, any coolant hose, any fuel line hose, whatever hose that you want to replace it. Perfect time for it. Engine harness, a little tricky. You gotta yank in and up and out so that you don't break anything. Make sure you disconnect back here. There's a little clip back here. Remove it, and it should be nice and easy to freely to remove. Remove the side panel right here as well. I'm gonna take this out, everything out, and get a little tray for all your nuts and bolts so that way you know where everything goes. Whatever bolt you remove, put it back so that way a lot easier for you to find it, so you don't lose anything. So right here, 17 mil. Disconnect the fuel line. Alright, next up we're gonna disconnect the wire harness from the ECU. Starter relay, disconnect that. Disconnect the plug from the ECU, and then this wire to the body harness. Okay. Alright, everything's pretty much ready to be dropped. I forgot to take out this one bracket right here underneath the car. This one right here. Take that one off. The other side should be okay. So take that one off. Alright, this is pretty much all prep already. Here's the harness to the ECU over here. I zip tie everything in so that way it doesn't get all over the place when I'm lowering the motor. This one is the side mount on the passenger rear. Down here, there's two 14 millimeter nut. On the bottom, you gotta when the cherry picker hold the engine up, dismount, loosen up those two bolts, and this side would drop straight down. And I'm also gonna remove the 17 millimeter bolt right here, so that way it's nice and easy for me to remove. And on this side, on the driver's side, there's 3 bolts. One right here, straight down, 14 millimeter, and 2 on the bottom side, 14 millimeter. Once you release those, the whole engine will drop straight down. And double check everything. Everything's already disconnected away from the motor. It's pretty simple. Make sure there's no wire that's still connected to the firewall or anything like that, and then you're ready to drop the motor. Alright, the motor is on the cherry picker ready. It's ready to be dropped. Go to Harbor Freight, buy one of this dolly, put the dolly underneath the motor, drop it onto the dolly, and just roll it right out. Alright, right now we're gonna do the drop of the fuel tank, change the fuel pump. First off, take this heat shield, 2 covers, and take out all your underbody panel that access to the fuel tank. Since everything's already out, might as well change the radiator hose over here, so that way you don't have to deal with it later on. Since everything's all accessible, change the radiator hose, your radiator, whatever you want to do. Whatever you see bolt along here, remove them. 12 mil. And if you want to fix your tension for your e-brake, it's right here. Loosen this bolt, adjust it forward, make it tighter. And Just basically move every single bolts that you see attached that can get away with the fuel tank. Remove them, take them out. These brackets, these black brackets, it's the last one to come off because that's holding the gas tank. Just have some support to hold the gas tank because right now the tank's pretty, it's half tank. So I gotta drain it out. Here's the drain bolt, but I like to siphon it out from the filler, so that way I don't want to deal with this going everywhere. So I can just get a hose, suck it out. Alright, I removed the heat shield. Since all this is already out, I would say replace this filler hose and this this evaporator hose right here. Replace these two, and then all these little hoses too. So that way, since everything's already out, make it just a peace of mind. You don't have to deal with it later on. And then disconnect this to the fuel filter line with the 14 mil. Replace these fuel hose right here, so that way you don't have to deal with it later on.